What's going on, everyone? This is Steve Larsen. You're listening to another fantastic episode of Sales Funnel Radio. This episode, we've got a special guest on here for you. His name is Akbar Sheikh. He's going to be representing the author, speaker, coach, consultant category of funnels. Now, this is actually the biggest category of probably people online, actually, in general, who are entrepreneurs. So this represents a lot of you guys. Now, as we start going through this, I want you to know before I introduce the guest, before we start the episode, Akbar has made many millions, and he is more than qualified to be on this podcast and teach us. What you'll notice, though, in this interview is how much he doesn't focus on the funnel, meaning the funnel is important. The funnel is there. You have to have it. There's elements. Every single piece he has thought through action by action, piece by piece of what he has inside of his funnel. It's very important, obviously, and he's going to go through those things with you. But you'll notice as I go through the interview, more importantly is his mindset. And I'm not going to lie. When I first started going through different, started reading marketing books and business books, I kind of thought that was a little bit of a frilly thing, like, oh, you got to have the right mindset. But it's the way that he approaches it that is so key to, I think, to his success with this. It's fantastic. Probably one of the most humbling stories and beginnings I've ever heard in my life. And so anyway, sit back, enjoy the episode, but take keen awareness of what it is that he's teaching you to do with your brain. Very different look at this. And honestly, probably a more developed theology on what it takes as far as the right mindset than most entrepreneurs out there. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the episode, and let's get right into it.
Welcome to Sales Funnel Radio, where you'll learn marketing strategies to grow your online business using today's best internet sales funnels. And now, here's your host, Steve Larsen.
All right. Hey, today we have a very special guest on, and I'm frankly, I'm just excited you're all here, and I got to hit the actual record button because I actually want to talk to him probably more than anyone right now. I'm really excited for what he's going to share. This is going to be the author, speaker, coach, consultant segment. This is part of the 6-part series we have going on right now, and there's no one else I can think of who is probably more of an expert, but also extremely hard to find, to be honest. He's very, very humble. He's a best-selling author as of late, which is awesome. Has multiple 2 Comma Club awards, if not physically in hand, then well-deserved. And very excited for you guys to all hear. His name is Akbar Sheikh. How are you doing, my friend?
What's up, Steve? Doing great. Phenomenal. How about you?
Oh, doing so good. Living the dream. Thanks for getting up early and doing this.
My pleasure.
Crazy schedule, this for sure. Hey, I first heard your story. You're part of the 2 Comma Club coaching program, right?
I am a 2 Comma Club member, yeah.
That's right. So you're actually a member itself. I see your award all over the place, which is awesome. Really exciting. But I heard your backstory and kind of where you, how you got to where you are now, and it was frankly extremely humbling and a huge reminder to myself, and I think for everyone else who's going to listen to this, that you can do this. It's really not rocket science. I love the story, and without me kind of botching it up or anything else, do you mind sharing some of that story?
Yeah, no, I'd love to, Steve. It's a wild story, actually, and I'll kind of just try to give you the highlights. But reality is, as a human being, okay, here's what I believe. I believe that everyone is consisted of several orbs. Okay, I believe you have your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health, and your big why. Right? These are like the 4 magic orbs I believe that create a human being. With me, right? A few years ago, all these orbs were pulverized, right? Sure. So, in other words, I was 60 pounds overweight, right? I was a fast food junkie. Right? I mean, like, they'd have my name on the parking spots at, like, Burger King and Wendy's and all these places, right?
You'd have no idea. I would have no idea. 60 pounds overweight. There's no way.
Yeah, I was 60 pounds overweight. Mentally, I was actually, I don't really talk about this too much, but I had crippling anxiety. Sure. Debilitating anxiety, which took over my life. I was in a completely toxic relationship. I hated what I was doing with a passion. Sure. And I didn't have a big why.
Right.
All of this combined, and I wasn't very spiritual and stuff like that, and I didn't pray or meditate. All of this combined broke me as a person. Sure. I literally ended up in the hospital, half dead. Yeah, I literally ended up in the hospital half dead from, frankly, partying too much, right? Because I just had no, was just a party animal, to be honest with you. And I should have died. But I truly believe God saves me. Okay. And I took advantage. I took advantage of the second chance at life. And I overnight dropped all my bad habits, right? Wow. Cold turkey, by the way.
Wow.
I lost 60 pounds. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, and I did it all the clean way. I just stopped. I took my name off the parking stickers at McDonald's, right? Yeah. So I stopped going to fast food, stopped drinking sodas, right? I just started eating clean, bro. Like I just started eating organic and clean. Like if I couldn't spell it, I'm not gonna eat it. And if it contains more than 3 ingredients, I'm not gonna eat it. Just some light exercise. And honestly, that's the thing. Like it's not complicated, frankly, but it just and I'll talk about what that one magic thing that it takes to do these things. But
I was gonna say, 'cause it seems to be the thing that like pushes over to the funnel area in your personal life, and that whatever it is, you've done it many times now.
Yeah. So I lost that weight. I got out of that toxic relationship into a healthy one. I started like meditating and becoming spiritual, and started praying and stuff. And so I completely had this change, and I was on the road to recovery now. My anxiety was still there because one orb was still malfunctioning. Okay, and that was my big why. Like, what am I doing here? What do I do on a day-to-day basis? Why am I here? All that. So I was on the road to recovery now. I had obviously lost everything, and I didn't really have much, frankly, because I hated, you're not going to be very productive if you hate what you do, right?
Right, yeah.
At this point, I migrated west to my birthplace, which was San Francisco.
Okay.
No money at all, right? And I'm taking a tour, right, by this lady of an office building. Now, I have no idea why I'm taking a tour of an office building. I don't even have any money for an office, but I'm just on this tour. Sure. At the end of the tour, there's this like, this, honestly, I'm not trying to be dramatic, but there was this like dark corner, right? And there's like this door over there. I'm like, what's that? And she's looking at me like I'm some weirdo. And she's like, that's the electrical room. And I'm like, and I don't know what came into me, but it was like kind of like divine intervention, right? And I was like, hey, can I see that? And again, she's looking at me like, okay, this dude's really weird. Should I call the police? And she's like, like, all right, fine, whatever. And she opens the door. It's an electrical room. It's the size of like a big walk-in closet.
Sure. And
it's got no windows, and there's wires and stuff and exposed vents. And I'm like, what do you do with this? Like, we house phone wires for the building. I was like, dude, and I just told her my situation. And listen to this. I opened up my chest and I opened up my heart,
right.
And I didn't try any cheesy sales language. I didn't try any marketing stuff. I just looked at her in the eye and was completely vulnerable to her. And I just told her my story.
Right.
That, hey, look, almost died. I'm trying to recover. I'm fixing up my life. I'm doing a good job. Please help me. Let me live here. And you know what? It worked. She was kind of an old school hippie, and she had mercy on me, and she let me live there.
Wow.
And I had no hot water. I had no showers. I had no windows. Okay. If I wanted to shave or something, I'd have to get a pot of water, put it on my little plate heater, heat up the water, and kind of wash up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was living like that for a while. So, all right, cool. Now I got a place, right? Again, where's my big why? So now, like, every day I'm searching. Every day. And you know what I turned to? Funny enough, I turned to Craigslist. Huh. Right? Every day I'm looking on Craigslist. I'm just looking for something, some sign, something to do, something to do with my life. Every day, past days. Finally, I bump into, like, the World Wide Web, right? I bumped into like net marketing, and it was kind of like this moment where you saw some website that was selling. It was like informational products, right? It was like digital products, like motivational books and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, dude, I felt like Neo from The Matrix, right? because I just saw everything for the first time, and I'm like, everything was crystal. And this is the first time I'm exposed to this, and I just saw everything crystal clear. I'm like, wait a minute, I know why that call to action button is there, right?
Yeah.
I know why that button's red. I know why that testimony is there. I know why they have that big smiley picture there. Like, I'm like, it just all became crystal clear to me. I'm like, this is freaking genius. This is what I'm gonna do. Right. And it was to get involved in this business, there was obviously some seed money, some startup costs, and it was like around about $2,000. I had obviously nothing to mine. I had one possession left to my name, and it's some rinky-dinky hoopty car, right?
Yeah.
1986 Mercedes. It was actually banana exterior, peanut butter interior, but it ran like, it ran like it shouldn't have ran. But anyway, it was worth $2,000, barely on a good day. And I sold it, and people thought I was nuts. They're like, dude, you're homeless. You have no money. How are you going to get around to try to get a job? How are you going to go get food? Like, what are you doing? Like, you're cashing in your last chip.
Wow.
No, you know what? Yeah, I am. You're right. Because I'm burning the ship. And you know what? This stuff works. Because I see all these people it's working for. Why can't it work for me? It will. But I'm going all in, and I'm going to make this work. So I cashed in my last chip. I bought into it, and boom, now overnight now I'm an internet businessman, right? And I'm like, yep, here we go, homeless, now I'm gonna go live on my yacht pretty soon, and this and that, right? 1 month goes by, bro, and I'm on pounding the phone every day, right, using the internet, getting leads, trying to make sales over the phone, high ticket sales.
Yeah.
Did not make a single sale.
Oof.
So I cashed all my chips. I got no money. I got no car. I'm living in a closet. A month goes by, not a single sale.
Wow.
Right. And this is where like 99% of people quit. Right. But I didn't. I didn't. I said, listen, wait a minute now. Because at this point, you know what happens? Most people, the system's stupid. This is a scam. The internet doesn't. I'm going to go get my job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not mocking anybody, by the way. We're just having some fun.
Sure.
But, at that point, I said, Steve, I'm on the phone every day, okay? So the system's working. It's me that's not closing them, right? So I tweaked my script. And when I did that, instead of blaming the system, I blamed myself. And I tweaked my approach. Boom. First sale, $500.
Oh, man.
Right? Second month, total sales, $1,000. Third month, 2,000, then 5, then 10, then 20, then 30, and on and on and on. And I became a top 1% earner in that $186 billion industry.
Wow.
And it all started from that closet.
That's amazing.
And the fact that I just would not give up. Like, I don't care. Like, this is happening.
I mean, when did you hit the point where you're like, hey, maybe I should go, get another, like a real place to live, can I get my own shower,
Yeah, no, it got, when I started making money.
Like, oh, that's so cool. That's amazing. Yeah. So you went through, and just for everyone else listening, like, we were having so much fun talking before I hit the record button. I had to stop us so that I could hit it because we keep going. But you and I were just talking about the reason why you're not, quote unquote, doing it, and some of the reasons why you think people don't do it, or they don't get past that 30 days and finally get to that tipping point like you found out. Could you dive in a little bit about why you think people don't get there, or the reasons why they don't do it?
There's a couple of things, Steve, in my estimation, and I talk to people regularly. It's a few things. Number one, if you want to talk about, remember I lost the weight and I went through all these transformations and I quit all my bad habits, cold turkey. I lost all this weight and we did all these things. If I was to boil that down to one word, bro, it would be discipline. Okay. Which is funny because I was I'm like, my friends from yesteryear would laugh if they hear me say this right now. They'd be cracking up because I was like the most undisciplined person in the world. I was like totally free bird, hippie,
sure,
partying, discipline was not my last name. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But the thing is, right, if you are disciplined with the way you're running your internet business, right, what I teach people to do is you have to do three growth moves every single day. There's Okay, so if you do this, if you write down your goals, right? Okay, my goal is to have a funnel that's making X amount of money, right? To have X amount of money, I need to have X amount of customers. To have X amount of customers, I need to do this much marketing and have this much of a conversion rate, right? I mean, you can kind of boil it down that way.
Right.
And then you kind of keep boiling it down. Okay, now to get that, what do I need? I need a landing page. I need a sales page. I need a checkout page. Okay, for that to work, I need it to be optimized. For an optimized checkout page, I need a trust icons. I need a testimony. I need my support number. I need, all these things, right, to fully optimize it to get a high conversion rate. So,
Sure.
All that stuff's out there. All that tech stuff's out there. It's just a matter of being organized and having the discipline to every day checking off three things. Okay, today, guess what? I got a CRM system. Okay, today, guess what? I had my my checkout page is optimized. I put in the trust icons. I got a testimony. I did it. Every single day, you need to be doing 3 growth moves. And what ends up happening is people just end up being like information junkies, right?
Yeah.
And they're just not doing anything with it. And I got a great rule for that, right? It's listen, read a book or listen to a podcast or take a course or whatever. But here's the thing. If you're reading a book, for example, do not pass chapter 1 without implementing everything you just learned.
I totally, I had the same realization that after, because it's addicting, you think you fool yourself with these ideas of progress because you're learning and you're like, I'm getting smarter, but you're not actually doing anything.
Right.
And I realized, like, I wasn't asking for anyone's credit card anywhere. I wasn't asking for, I hadn't created a product. I hadn't done anything, but I was like ticked off that I wasn't being successful. And it was this really introspective moment for me when I was like, oh my gosh, like I am the guy to blame. Like I haven't been doing 3 growth moves every day. I haven't, and anyway, just massive backing that up because that is so true. You can't be an info. I had to literally consciously decide to stop reading books for a while. Yeah. Sounds ludicrous, but that's what it took for me to actually do stuff and stop distracting myself. That's cool. Yeah.
and another thing, by the way, and I need a little, and I'll be honest with you, listen, I'll be a little vulnerable with you guys. I don't mind. I need a little bit of babysitting. Okay. I need a little bit of because I'll get, I need someone on top of me on certain things. I'm not, for example, I'm not the world's most organized guy. Right. Yeah. So that's kind of like a negative, right? So what did I do? I got a solution. I hired a VA. And I literally told them in the interview, I'm like, listen, you kind of need to babysit me a little bit, right? Take a look at my calendar. If you saw that I had this meeting yesterday, kind of ask me, hey, did you follow up on that? Make this spreadsheet because I'm not that guy who's going to sit there. I'll make the spreadsheet, but I'm not the guy who's going to sit there and update it because I'll just get too busy doing other things. So I'll be like, that's a void, but we need to fill that void, right? And the thing is that pretty much anyone listening to this can afford a VA. And I'm not saying get them full time, and I have people like that, but start off small. Say, listen, just hire a VA for like an hour a day for now, and have them plug whatever void it is you have. For me, it was organization and stay on top. But the thing is, these will plug your excuses for not implementing these 3 growth moves. If you get some accountability.
Right. Oh, that's powerful. Super powerful. Yeah. I realized when I could, because it's funny. I always thought, hey, hiring outside help or doing something that isn't my own, that means it's no longer my product. That means, what I mean? We all fall in love with these things and make it our baby, and we refuse to. But the moment I did, I remember it was several years ago. It was the first time I ever outsourced anything. And I remember I was in college at the time, and I came back and my product was done, and I was like, "Whoa, this is crazy!" I could move forward. I was like, "What else can I outsource?" And I got outsource happy, and I was like all over the place. Yeah. Anyway, totally.
And the thing about that, right? And when I say outsource, right, it doesn't necessarily mean like outsource it overseas. Like you can totally do things domestically. Like here's one thing I say. I truly believe God's given all of us talents, right? We're all talented individuals. I say stick to what you do best and outsource the rest.
Yep.
Now, I'll give you an example. On the ClickFunnels page, man, I go through it, and I'm like, dude, what are these people talking about? I see all these posts, right? And these people are asking like the most minute little technical details, and they say, hey, And like, hey, I just spent the past 3 hours trying to figure out how to do my STMP email. I'm like, dude, why? Do you have any idea how valuable that 3 hours was? Hire a guy to set up your STMP email for, and spend those 3 hours on what you specialize in, because that's what's going to take your business to that next level. And by the way, that's going to deteriorate your brain, spending 3 hours how to set up your STMP. And you're going to get frustrated because we only have our number one commodity is our time. They're not making any more of it. You see what I'm saying? Time and land, they're not making any more of it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The thing is, people really undervalue their time so much. It's a simple calculation, okay? Watch this.
Okay.
People think they're only valued at like 50, 100, 200 an hour, right? In reality, their value is far more. They just don't know that. So say, for example, let's just use low numbers. Let's just say you're valuing yourself at 100 an hour, okay?
Yeah.
You just spent 3 hours trying to figure out this tech nonsense with your drip email service, right? Now, that cost you $300. Well, guess what? You could have paid someone some expert, $20 an hour. Okay, he would have got that done in $60.
Yeah.
Okay, now you need to spend your hours on the activities that you specialize in, which is going to scale your business. And if you're not, then you're going to be just goofing around on the internet asking people, hey, how do I fix my STMP for the rest of the day?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. The first time I actually had traction with anything is because of that very principles. I was outsourcing all the stuff that I knew wasn't the most important activities or my own expertise. And I'd get up at 4 a.m. every day. I'd work for 3 hours before work came around, and then in the evening I'd get same thing. I'd work another 2 hours in the evening and I'd sleep 4 or 5 hours a night and just hustle that way on just the activities that I knew I was really good at.
Nice.
The rest of it pushed out. Anyway, very much agree with what you're saying there. That's the only way I actually got traction with it. That's fascinating.
Yeah, sweet, man. That's nice to hear.
That's super cool. So with your, amazing backstory that you have.
Thanks, bro.
You go and you hustle like crazy. You figure out how to sell this, the product. What kind of funnels were you using? A lot of this stuff, either whether in ClickFunnels or not, whether it's a phone funnel, you know what I mean?
Right.
I always tell people, regardless of whether or not you decided to or it was on purpose, everyone has a sales funnel. Every person, whether or not they wanted to actually make one, somehow they get sales. Well, that's their funnel. And I know that you're probably far more deliberate, than most people with that. Could you walk us through a little bit about how you were doing that on the phone, or what the funnel looked like? Or I know you got recent kind of your coaching funnel you've been putting up, you said on ClickFunnels, things like that. Could you walk us through how you've been doing that?
You know what, Steve? This is the first time. This is a breakthrough moment for me, man. Because this is the first time I've realized something. Huh. When I was homeless, bro, my first ever funnel, is pretty much set up exactly the same way. Like my coaching funnel is right now.
Sweet, that's cool, man.
So this is the funnel, actually. Well, honestly, I just got that. I don't know how I didn't realize that before. Okay, so I cannot do cold calling. Like, I would rather be homeless than do cold calling. That's just not my thing.
But, whoa, I thought that's what you were doing in the closet.
No, not at all.
Oh,
not
really?
at all.
Okay.
No, never.
Wow.
I can't. No, I can't do it.
I can't either.
Yeah. Oh God, I'll stay homeless. Being homeless is not that bad, by the way. It's all a mindset. It was terrible until I fixed my mindset. But
sure.
So listen to this, and this is how really people need to do their funnels, and they don't even need the phone aspect, by the way. I would send traffic to a webinar. Okay. After they saw the webinar, and it was a very well put together webinar that covered all what I call ethical principles of persuasion, things as authority, scarcity, phenomenal copy, tenacity, social proof, reciprocity, likability, all these fundamental core elements that I've kind of in my life identified that you need these core 7 elements to have a 7-figure funnel. Okay. So I sent them to a webinar, okay, via traffic. Okay. After they see the webinar, the call to action, okay, is to set up an appointment to talk to me. So I'm only talking to people who've watched the webinar and who have an interest in what I was talking about in the webinar.
Oh, that's nice.
Do you see what I'm saying? Now, I just remember when I was homeless, when I first started, it wasn't a webinar I was sending people to. I was sending people to like a 10-minute, because this is like a while ago. No, actually, they were sending to a webinar, but the people were training me to send them to like a 10-minute pre-recorded call, which was like the web, or like a 20, 30-minute pre-recorded call, which was the webinar before that there were webinars.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah. No, but then I sent them to a webinar, and that's what I do today. My like one of my main so I have a funnel, and check this out. It's done in the past 3 months, and this is just one of the funnels. It's done 6 figures.
Wow.
Okay. It's an ugly funnel. The webinar doesn't even pause. There's no email drip system at all. If you put it, I collect your email, but I don't email you at all. There's no automated email sequence. Wow. And I haven't spent a dime marketing it.
That's amazing. That's amazing, first of all. Because a lot of those things are like the reasons why, because I'm the coach for 2 Comic Club Coaching, and a lot of the reasons people will get paused or they get stopped or the big hurdles that they hit is that, well, I don't have enough money for ads. I'm the same way. I mean, I never spend money on ads. There's other ways to do it. I just don't. I don't want to get into that world. I don't like that world. But like, I don't want to spend money on ads, or I don't want to write emails, or I don't want to, And those are all things I think that expand, you, and they can make you blow up. But at the core of it, those aren't sales. That's not how you get the sale.
Exactly. No. And by the way, if I had all these things in place, if I had the emails in place, and if I tidied up the funnel and all these things, honestly, in the past 3 months, it would have done. I honestly think I could have done. Hold on. I could have easily over half. Easily over $500,000. Easily.
Sure. Yeah, they're good to have, obviously, but man, don't let it hold you back. Everyone listening, if you don't have this, just start, just launch sales.
You could totally launch and have a massively successful business. Absolutely.
So you were using what I would call is basically like the high ticket coaching funnel. I mean, you got traffic going to a webinar, pushes to a phone call, so you kind of change the selling environment. That's awesome.
Yeah. Sorry?
No, go ahead. What price points were you selling at, or what was your product price point usually?
In the beginning? It was like there were different products ranging from $500 to $25,000.
Sure.
Which is kind of what which is just the whole spectrum really. And when I first started, obviously selling like a lot of the $500 stuff, but then later when you kind of start figuring things out, now it's I remember my first $20,000 check. Oh. And the interesting thing about that is that that really kind of solidified, okay, this really works, this is happening. I remember when I got my second $20,000 check, it wasn't a feeling of excitement. It was just a feeling of responsibility. Because honestly, I'll put it to this way. Once you figure out all the technical stuff is out there, and I really want to put this out there,
right.
Like how to make all this happen, how to build a nice 7-figure business. All the information's out there, and we teach all that. But once you actually figure it out and you put these simple formulas in place and you start seeing that money coming in, with great power comes great responsibility.
Sure.
Okay, and I truly believe that, because we're at a point now where honestly we can sell anything to anyone, because we've mastered the psychology of sales. We know exactly what to say to the person to get to tap deep into their mind. Right. But the thing is, you have to use these powers for good. Now, there's a lot of companies who have these powers, but they use it for bad. Like when the cigarette companies were selling to kids, we're trying to market towards kids, right. Or today the soda companies are targeting, children. They're high sugary, extraordinarily unhealthy sodas, and it's working like crazy. I reject, Steve, a lot of money, man, on a monthly basis. But people, because of the way I have my funnel set up and the psychology behind it, people come to me and they're ready to buy. And I reject a lot of people, who have cash in hand, a lot of cash in hand. And I said, no, listen, your idea is no good. Like this business idea that you want to launch, it's not good. Like you should not be launching it. Either that or it's some unethical or something, or not unethical, but something that I feel is not going to make the world a better place. You know what I mean? And I feel that everyone has X amount of hours a day. Why not spend that towards something good?
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, I've had some people like lately who's trying to I don't know, there must be some fad or something. A lot of people trying to get me to build a funnel for them for like the streaming service where they can get like HBO and all these things for free. And apparently it's totally legal. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I don't know. How is that helping the world being a better place? You know what I mean? Like, that's just kind of cheesy. That just sounds like some Napster fad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you're going to build something, and back to that hour thing, right? Only X amount of hours a day. You and I have the same amount of hours in a day as Elon Musk.
Yep.
As Bill Gates, as Richard Brunson, as all these guys, as Russell Brunson, as Steve Larsen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Why not build an empire? Why are people going after the quick buck? Why not build something of longevity with a legacy that you could leave to your family? I've really, my mind has really opened up lately. And I spoke to a gentleman who raised over $1 billion for our school systems. And he really opened up my mind, man. I talk to people every day in this funnel world, in this online world, and they all say the same thing. Or most of them say the same thing when I ask them, hey, man, how much are you looking to make? All saying the same thing. Oh, I want to make $1 million. I want to make 7 figures. I want to make 80,000 a month. I want to make 100,000 a month. It's all pretty much the same thing, right?
Yeah. What
I've realized, Steve, is in the spectrum of like 1 to 100, getting to $1 million is like really step one, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
And everyone's got that as their end game. You know what I mean? That's the vision goes that far. That my main thing, I just wanted to have $1 million fund. And I'm telling you, from a dude who's gone from homeless to helping create several 7-figure funnels, I got to tell you that it's not the end game. It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning of something special where you can take these skills that you're acquiring and really make a serious footprint in this world and make this world a better place. We now have the capabilities where we can, through the skills you learn through online marketing, believe it or not, and the psychology of sales and all these great things and funnels, this will empower you to make the world a better place. You will not be able to contribute to solving world hunger, to helping all the orphans out there. Do you know that 20 million people are dying from starvation? Have you been to a restaurant lately? Do you see how much food is being wasted? Like this, you will get to the point where you can be a thought leader and you can change. Honest to God, I'm telling you from a dude who lived in an electrical closet, who had to go find change in awkward places just to get enough money to go to the dollar menu for dinner. I'm telling you, you can change the world from funnels.
It's amazing. I recently was talking to Russell. We use Voxer a lot. And we were talking about the exact same thing. And I was telling him that he was telling me, he's like, hey man, thanks so much for, what you do and being here and all that. And I was like, man, I got to tell you that, and I was talking back to him and I was like, hey man, I got to tell you that, like, I truly believe in what we are doing. It goes way beyond a software company. It goes way beyond any kind of marketing things, far beyond any kind of dollar amount either. It changes people's lives, and I've seen it many times now, and a lot of my own students, it's done that for them now, and it's like when you see that in another person, it is so rewarding. It's beyond any other dollar amount you could put up to it. It's very rewarding, and so when I always tell them, like, when I walk into ClickFunnels or guys, wherever you are, and you walk into your zone and you get into the space where you're going to try and produce and be an awesome producer and put value out in the marketplace, think of it as hallowed ground. I do, because what you're about to go do can have a direct impact generationally for people all around the world. And anyway, firmly believe that. It's very much to my core even, and it's one of the things that several people ask, how do you guys not sleep so much? How do you not, how is it that you guys can go as fast as you can? Well, it's because our why is huge. My why is gigantic. You feel a little pain with sleep. Like, man, I dare you to feel a little bit of pain if that's what it takes for you to go start getting into a really deep why and fix yourself. And anyway, I just 100%. completely agree with everything you're saying on that. That's so huge. You recently, right before we started the call too, you were talking about how, and I'm so glad you brought this up because this has been something big on my mind lately also. You said, so you go and you start building this funnel. Obviously, probably the term funnel hacking may not have been a big thing yet or whatever, but
right.
You said funnel hacking is pretty misunderstood. Do you mind diving into that a little bit? Because this is exciting.
Yeah, no, I will. And just to add to what you were just saying before I get into that real quick is what I've realized is that because for the first time in my life I've had this why, right. And it truly unlocks you as a person. Like people, what I've realized is every person I talk to, if you boil it down to everybody, no matter how much money they're making already, no matter what success level they're at, they only want two things. They want time and financial freedom. Mm-hmm. And I have to tell you, when you make it, you really get a true sense of freedom because you're truly liberated. And true freedom is when you don't care that you just made, $20,000 today. Right. It doesn't matter to you because it's about a bigger purpose. You're working towards something that's much bigger than you. And for the first time in my life, I've really attained true freedom. And that's only when I put other people's needs before mine. And I'm with you 100%. It's so nice to hear that, Steve. But yeah, funnel hacking. Gosh, I wish every time that word funnel hacking, I wish there was a little asterisk and a little disclaimer. Honestly, people got it so wrong. Yeah. Okay. People think funnel hacking is just going to some successful funnel and copying and pasting. Yeah. Right? And that couldn't be any further from the truth. So, there's this great saying I like to tell people is don't listen to what they're saying. See what they're doing. Yeah, it's not about the pages. Right. It's about the formulas. Yeah. Right. So there's certain formulas that work. Yes. Okay. Take a look at that. But understand something. You are you. Everyone has their own unique fingerprint, and everyone has their own unique brand. So for example, if you're copying, like Dan Henry, for example, right? Sure. Dan Henry, who's got a great funnel, by the way. Yeah. But he's got his own crowd. He's got his own product. He's got his own brand, and it's geared towards that. Mm-hmm. Now, you can take some of these successful formulas, right? And Dan's a really nice guy, by the way. Yeah. And you can take these formulas, but you need to melt your fingerprint into it. You need to melt your brand into it and personalize it towards your audience, to talking to your people, your prospects. You see, so it's not copy and paste. This copy and paste is so bad that I've seen people copy and paste emails, and the emails at the end will say, all right, love you from Steve. Right? Yeah. And they copy and paste it, and their name is Brian, and they didn't even realize, and their email says, hey, love you, Steve. Yeah. No, seriously. I had a guy do that to me the other day. He totally jacked my emails and everything, and then left my support email address in because he was too lazy, and I was getting all the support people who were all mad. Anyway. But take a look at the logic of it, though, Steve. If it was that simple, this dude's making $1 million. If I just copy his funnel, I'll make $1 million. If it was that simple, then it would work. Yeah. But doesn't work like that, does it? No, it doesn't. Oh my gosh. I got to hold myself back because I'm about to go off and say things that I'm going to regret. And this is being recorded, so I can't do it. Anyway. We'll talk. Yeah. Oh, man. No, but when you read an email, right, read it through a different lens. Read it and see what are they really saying. Read in between the lines. Okay, over here when he says, for example, I got to get this off my head, but for example, it's not your fault that you haven't succeeded before, okay, with Facebook ads. It's not your fault. You were just, you were just trying the wrong thing. When you read that, understand the psychology behind that. What they're doing is they're aligning with you because they know you had some sort of failures, and they're going on your side. They're saying, hey, it's not your fault. The program was bad. Right. And then people by nature, they don't want to be blamed. It's like, yeah, you know what? You're right, Steve. It's not my fault. It's their fault. I'm with you 100%. Now there's a trust being built. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm becoming your friend now via the email. So read in between the lines and really see what they're messages and what emotion they're trying to evoke out of you, and then use that in your own product, in your own brand, in your own email, in your own words.
Yeah, and your own thing. I love that you said melt your own finger into it.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Very powerful. Yeah, it's not
That
about.
sounds like a funny T-shirt.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that is a good T-shirt right there. Yeah, it's not about. It has nothing to do with. There comes down to a point after a while where it's like, okay, yeah, maybe a green button is better than a red button, or I don't know. But it has, from the very, very deep foundation level, has nothing to do with that. As everything else, anyway, has nothing to do with pages. It's all about offer structure and the marketing behind it, and it's more than just, hey, where are they getting their traffic? I'll get it from there too. It's like it's so much on a deeper level than that. So I'm glad you brought that up, though. Now, I wanted to ask just a few other questions here about the funnel itself. Now, is this the same funnel type and strategy that you're continuing to use as you did, back in the, when you were living in the closet?
Yeah.
Traffic,
like I said,
webinar, phone. You push into a.
Now it's a little different. Okay. Now I'm not even pushing. I'm actually, it's funny. Yeah, I used to send traffic, funny enough, via Craigslist. So I'd have an ad on Craigslist. They would send them to the website, and then they would call me after the webinar. Wow. But now, people go directly to my webinar. If they like it, they schedule a call with me. Now, I'm not sending here's the interesting part now. I'm not actually even sending traffic. All my traffic is organic. Now, people, when they hear this, like, well, okay, cool. What does that mean? It's so funny. Facebook. It's funny. I'm going to talk to you like I'm like an 80-year-old man right now, and I'm in my 30s.
Sure.
Facebook is the most powerful platform I've ever seen in my entire life. Okay, and it's funny I say that because I literally just got on Facebook like several months ago. I never really had it before for social reasons. My friends were old school; they were not on Facebook, so I was never into it. I just got onto it a little while ago, so I'm discovering all these things. I'm like, man, this is awesome! Like, this is so powerful. People do not. They say you're only using 5% of your brain.
Right.
People are only using like 1% of the
Facebook
power of Facebook. And funnels, by the way. People are only using 5% of the power of funnels. Oh. And really, people are not taking advantage. What do I mean by organic traffic? Let me be very straightforward and clear about this. And I really get into this, and I'm hosting a mastermind, and I'll tell you about that. But the whole point of that mastermind is to really delve into this topic right here. When you click on someone's profile on Facebook, all these people who are in this internet marketing space, it gives you a little description about them, right? You read this like, hey, I'm a Facebook ad expert, right?
Right.
People have the dumbest things in the world written on their thing. When you click on it, it's like, hey, serial entrepreneur, enthusiast hardcore photographer,
seeking new opportunities. I hate that one.
Seeking new opportunities. Thrill-seeking mom, serial entrepreneur, author, coach. And I'm just like, oh my, foodie, and I'm just like, what are you doing? Go to mine. Like, you have no idea what a goal. That is your own billboard in Times Square, and you're putting some goofball picture of yourself saying, "Hey, I'm a foodie." Like, what are you doing? No, you're not a foodie. You're a number one, top 5%, Facebook ad generator or whatever you are.
Yeah.
But, like, if you click on me, what does it say? It says, I should go look, but it says something like, "I build wildly profitable funnels."
It caught my eye when I saw it. I was looking at it. I love that headline.
Yeah. And it's true. I do. I build.
Yeah.
But the thing is, and then some people say, "Oh, I'm new to this." Well, listen, you're not. Guess you're new. You think you're new. What about me? I started off in a closet. Everybody starts somewhere. Every single person that you see that's at 7 figures, 8 figures, whatever it is, they started off exactly where you are.
Yeah.
Nobody came into. So if you don't have any results, I hate that. I hate that excuse, by the way. If you don't have any results, go get some.
Yeah.
Quickly and immediately. And if you can't, and offer your services for free to people or your product or whatever, and get those testimonies. And if you can't do that very quickly, then honestly, you're in the wrong. You need to switch businesses because you're not good at that.
That's
do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's a hard pill to swallow for some people, I think, but I'm glad that you brought that up. Yeah. There's a few people. I was coaching somebody one time and he could not figure out how to turn Skype on. And I was like, man, you might need a switch. Like, if you can't even open your computer up, I was like, oh, man.
Yeah, no,
anyway.
Exactly. No, but the thing is that I truly believe that people say, I'm not a marketer, I'm not a salesman. And I really hate that language too. And by the way, I use the word hate. I don't actually hate anything because I'm not of that mindset. I'm just being friendly with you guys. But understand this, that what you don't hate sales, you hate the negative connotation of like you think of like some cheesy used car salesman. But understand this. Sure. This is powerful. If sales did not exist, society would crumble. Fast, immediately, overnight. Economy crumble. Society, culture crumble. Why? Listen to this. You have a significant other, right? You have Steve. Are you married or significant other?
Yes, sir. 2 kids.
Awesome, man. Me too. So listen. Take a look at this concept of marriage for a second. Some person you did not know for the majority of your life. Some person who lived somewhere else, different upbringing, not a part of your circle. Some stranger, really. That stranger, you now share your life with them. You live with them. You trust them with everything, your children, your finances, your everything. You're in the same room with them. You spend nights with them. And how does that happen? It happens by developing that you had to convince that person that you are trustworthy to live with, that you are responsible, that you are capable of taking care of her. Okay. Mm-hmm. What do you think that's called? That's sales.
Yeah, there's a lot of selling going on my side for my wife.
And you did such a good job. And let me tell you what a great salesman you are. You're so good at it that you convince someone to drop their life and live with you. Okay, you all have a job, right? Hopefully not. Hopefully you all have a nice business. But at some point you all had a job, right? Yeah. Well, guess what? Someone's paying you to spend your time with doing the work that's very important to them. You created some sort of resume. You went for an interview. You showed them that, yes, hey, look, you can trust me. I'm capable of doing this work. I'm capable. I will do a great job at it. I will take your company forward. That's a great selling job right there. And you won. You got that job. So understand this. Sales is not that cheesy, used car salesman stuff. Selling is simply good communication. It is all that is.
Totally. It's just a transfer of belief. That's how I've heard it described. Just transfer of belief.
Yeah. And by the way, if you improve that, right, and some people are not that good at communicating, but if you improve that, and there's simple ways to do that, not only will your business scale, bro, but all aspects of your life, your relationships will be better, right. Your health will be better, your business, your whole life will be better.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So you, inside the Facebook page, you're trying to, I'm almost soft sell right off the bat. You're just at least selling the opt-in for the webinar, I'm assuming, right? That's what you're doing on that billboard.
I have my website right there. I present my big my big point, and all of you have like some big point, like what you do, right? So for me, I build wildly successful funnels, and I put it right then and there. I said, by the way, and I say, hey, by the way, do you want to see how we've built several 7-figure funnels recently? Click here, sort of thing. Check out my free masterclass.
Cool.
And it's just, and who doesn't want that, right? And we're just educating people. So you need to tell people, hey, do you want this? And you need to know your audience very well. And most people don't take the time and research their audience. But you really need to know, what do they want badly, and give them what they want.
It can't be that simple.
It is. I'm telling you.
I know it is. It's awesome.
Steve, you know what I hate, bro? And again, like on all, like you see on like ClickFunnels on a lot of these pages, people, man, talking such hardcore tech, like, oh, I'm gonna split test between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. Does the color green is better than red in the morning on Sundays? I'm like, dude, stop.
Yeah.
Just cut that out, man. I don't test any of that stuff, man.
We hardly do either, honestly. Like, yeah.
That's wow. Okay, so coming from you, man, that means a lot because I know that you guys are pretty thorough.
So what we split test like offer structure like crazy, but like green button, blue button. I mean, like that stuff. We really don't. We don't do stuff that often.
This is good news for people, right? This is good news. A lot of people are very successful offline. They want to go online and they're kind of nervous. And a lot of people are not, trying to make it online and they're kind of struggling. This is a great breakthrough for these people listening to understand that it's not as complicated as some people might make it seem.
No, it's really not. Have a good offer. Know what people want. Provide value. You'll make money.
Don't give up.
Don't give up. Just be a little gutless with it. And so could you walk us through the remainder of what your actual funnel is now today?
One of my funnels, which is like my coaching funnel, is super simple, man. It's just you go directly to an opt-in, and the opt-in convert is really well. But I think it's like, I have to check. I don't even check, funny enough, but it's like 65+% opt-in. I think it's 65-75% opt-in.
Wow.
What it is, it's very simple. Actually, here, I'm on a computer, I can pull it up just to give you just so I can kind of walk you through, we'll give people like a little crash lesson in how to have a good opt-in page.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So basically you pull in, okay, so I have a picture. Again, it goes back to audience research, right? So what does mine say? It says, I help businesses scale to 7 figures by ethically injecting principles of persuasion into their funnels, right? See the exact steps recently taken to help create 3 7-figure funnels. Watch the free masterclass. Now, I have a picture of me on the left, it's really a picture of authority. So I'm wearing a nice suit, I have a nice watch on. Like right now, if you look at me, I'm wearing a ClickFunnels t-shirt and flip-flops, right?
Sure,
and that's me. That's me. Sure. But I have a nice blue suit on. I got a nice Movada. I got my hair done, and my eyes are looking at that text. And I'm holding what people want, which is my 2 Comma Club award. Okay, so now a dude dressed up, looking at the words, because that's just a psychology thing. You're gonna look where I'm looking, and I've seen funnels where people that have pictures looking to the right and all their text is to the left. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
That messes up the brain, by the way.
It's so true. It does. We actually do follow that exact same thing you're saying right now. We do that personally.
Yeah, awesome.
Cool.
So then I help. So this is a simple formula that y'all can use right now. I help X do X, buy X. It's a simple formula. That's it. And just fill in whatever it is your business is doing, right? And then watch the free masterclass. And I have a nice. That's another thing, by the way. A lot of people say webinars and stuff like that. I say masterclass. And here's another thing. It's kind of played out. And here's a great little practical tip that y'all can do right away. And I honestly feel you'll see better conversions. I think everyone's got this 30-day guarantee, right?
Yeah.
I think it's played out. I've discovered something that works a lot better. I don't even know if I should be sharing the secret. I actually don't believe in competition. No, I don't mind sharing any secrets, honestly, because I don't believe in competition. I feel the internet's infinite, and I feel that competition's irrelevant. That's my mindset. Check this out. Take out your guarantee, okay? Because everyone and their uncle's using that. Put in, for example, like Steve, right? So put in the Steve Larsen promise. Okay. Now, Steve Larsen promise, and go to your graphic designer, go to Fiverr or whatever, and get a nice badge made out of a badge, not some icon or something. Get a nice badge. and put the Steve Larsen promise. And what this is, from a psychology of sales point of view, is what's really powerful when you're selling to someone in person is that if you can look someone in the eye, put your hand on your left hand on their shoulder, and take your right hand and shake their hand nice and firmly and look them in the eye and say, hey, listen, I promise I am going to treat your business like it's my own, and we're going to help you out. That exchange right there is extremely powerful. Now, we're online. How are we going to do that? This promise can do that. This promise is our version of that. This is our virtual version of a strong handshake and looking someone in the eye. So the promise says, and it'll have your picture and your signature and say, hey, I promise, for example, like I recently did like a probiotic funnel. So I promise that we are using the highest quality ingredients. We promise that we give this to our own families, and we consider you our family, right? We consider you our family, so we keep that in mind. We promise that these probiotics will increase will help your digestive tract within 48 hours, or what have you. So it's just promising what you're delivering, and you're using the word promise. You have your picture there. Right, you have your signatures there, and it's like now you're building real trust. You're building relationships. Now don't go. Now listen, whatever you're promising, make sure you're delivering on that. Okay,
right?
Because I'll tell you something about that, and I'm going on a little bit of a rant here, but in the past 30 hours, I've made over $20,000, and you want to know how?
Yeah,
through this concept of relationships, because I treat people good, right? I treat people right, and just because it's the right thing to do. But what happens is I give a ton of value for free. Okay, yeah. So now, check this out. Y'all said you don't like sales, right? Remember, you all said, "Oh, I don't like sales. I can't do sales." Well, guess what? Here's a little thing. Here's a little hack. I've created. And I don't even pay for this, guys. I've created a massive sales team. Okay, let me explain. I have all these loyal fans, followers, because they love my content, because I open up my heart and I tell them my secrets, because I don't believe in competition, and I truly, in my heart, want them to succeed. Okay, so I give them content, I give them value. Now, recently on one of these like Facebook pages, someone was saying, hey, I have a 6-figure business. I need help to scale to 7 figures. Who can help me? And there's posts like this all the time. And no matter what business or industry you're in, there's posts like that. Like, say, for example, you're a Facebook dude. It's like, hey, I need a Facebook guy, or I need a SEO guy, or I need, anyone know anyone good for probiotics or supplements? Or, there's always someone calling your name out there. Now check this out. Because I've given so much value to people, when that person asked for a recommendation, their inbox got lit up by people saying, go check out Akbar, go check out Akbar, go check out Akbar. And when I first started, I had to say, me, pick me. I had to go there, right? Hey, pick me. And now I don't do that at all, because I have my sales team who I don't pay from the basic core fundamental of reciprocity. Because I give them value, they go out there and they're like, no, check out this guy, check out Akbar. And that's the value of keeping your promise.
That one principle you just said is the reason that I have one of my little side businesses runs. That exact same thing, just pumps so much value out there, solves so many legitimate problems. You'll be talking about really quickly. And I think one of the reasons people sometimes aren't is because they kind of remain in this fake zone where they right off the bat too quickly expect $1 for what they're doing. They expect to be compensated right. It doesn't work that way.
There's such a scarcity mindset, right? Like I recently had that book, right? And thank God it did well. So I did. I mean, look, listen, there was a point in my life I couldn't afford a paper and a crayon for me to draw a book cover, right?
Right.
Now we can, thank God, by the grace of God, we can afford any graphic artist in the world, right? But the thing is, I wanted my people to be involved, and I wanted my people to prosper with me. So I put out a contest. I said, hey guys, I don't know. I don't know. I assumed that there was a bunch of that there was some graphic designers in there. So I said, hey guys, I'm doing a book cover contest. Submit your cover on this thread, and the winner will get to be my cover. I'll choose and I'll use it as my cover. Of course, you had one hater, right? There's always a hater.
There's always someone.
Oh, smart man. Getting a book cover for free, huh? Want all of us to do the work for. And I'm like, dude, okay. By the way, I'm not cheap, and actually I have a legitimate spending problem, which I've gotten a coach for, so I no longer have it. But bro, let me explain something to you. I did this to empower people, because guess what? I picked a winner, and I gave him a shout out to all my followers, and I said, this guy is awesome, and now for the rest of this guy's life, his name's Dave, for the rest of his life, he can say, I have a cover on a #1 international best-selling book.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you not have any idea how saturated like graphic design that industry is? It's so saturated, and if someone's picking between Dave and someone else, and Dave can be like, that's his whole thing now. He can go to people, like if someone's asking, hey, I need a good graphics guy, Dave can be like, well, listen, I just did a book cover and it landed #1 international bestseller.
Yeah, you just paid him massively.
I just paid him massively, and it's about empowering people, because what I've really realized through this journey, guys, is if you put other people's needs before your own, meaning your customers, right? You're gonna win 100. You're gonna get so much more money. Like, and don't try to get a quick buck. I recently had a guy. He wanted me to build him a probiotic funnel, and there was this one upsell where it's like, it was just like, add this bottle for $1, and then he's like, yeah, and then I was like reading the fine print, which was super fine, and I was like, yeah, when you click this button, by the way, we're gonna send you a bottle every month for $9.99, right? And I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, this is not obvious at all. People think that they're just paying $1 for an extra bottle. Like, what is this? And I was like, if you want to do that, I got to put it clearly. Like, hey, this is a monthly subscription. And he's like, oh, well, that's just what they do. I'm like, I don't care if that's what they do. This is not how you build an empire. You're going to get so many chargebacks. People are going to lose trust in you. You're going to lose this customer. This is just a quick buck. But the thing is, if you treat them right, okay, and you give them value and you keep your word and your promise, the toughest thing to do is to get someone to pull out their credit card and buy from you. But the easiest thing in the world to do is to get that person to pull out their credit card again and buy from you again if you've provided them value and a positive experience.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's there's no longevity, there's no sustainability in that kind of model, and just be honest. Be
there you go. There you go. Yeah.
Tell people what's really going on. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So we've been going for a bit, and I honestly could talk to you all day. I had no idea you and I are so similar.
Oh, yeah, that's cool,
just
man.
Our mindsets, I think. And anyway, just kind of just pull it full circle, and to be the the author, speaker, coach, consultant category. You go, and just to kind of wrap up with this funnel, you've got the Facebook and other organic traffic strategies running that's going to a squeeze page, which is amazing. I've seen it. Sure. And you say, I help blank do blank by blank, which is amazing. Watch the free masterclass. You have your own guarantee in there, which is the Akbar promise with your own badge, which is amazing also. And then after that, it pushes to is it a webinar, then coaching call, which I'm assuming now you have other people you've trained to help do that and field those as well?
It's just exactly. It goes right to my calendar, and you can book a call. And yeah, absolutely, wow. You can get salesmen. And then my closing rate, because I need to work on my filtration system, because my closing rate right now is 50%.
That's awesome.
Which is low, frankly, because I put it this way: it's actually a lot higher for qualified people. It's actually a lot higher.
Sure.
It's more probably like 80-90%. But then I don't know. For some reason, some people who are not even supposed to be like on that call, they slipped through the filtration somehow. But yeah, no, the point is when you have, I always say set up a good filtration system. Don't talk to anyone unless they're a hot lead if you're in this kind of space, in the high ticket space, because, it's not about cold calling. It's about talking to the right people at the right time.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's really interesting, though, that you had that realization, too, here, that, it really is, as far as steps and like you said, the 7 elements you have of the ethical persuasion and those, it really is very similar funnel to what you were using when you're living in the closet, which is so cool that works that way.
Yeah, no, that's crazy that we came to that together on the show, man. It's true. So yeah, I guess it started with that when I had nothing. And so that kind of eliminates all excuses for everyone, man.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Well, Akbar, I want to thank you so much. And where can people find out more about you? And by the way, just for everyone, in case you haven't caught it, kind of in between the lines, I just want to pull it out there. Akbar just put a best-selling book out there. That's insane. That's not hard. That's not easy to do. Could you tell them what the name of the book is and where they can find out more about you?
Yeah, no. So there was we were blessed. It was an international bestseller in 6 countries, including America.
Oh man.
And the book title is funny. It's 7-figure funnels. Okay, I slap you in the face with a cold wet fish blueprint on how to build $1 million business online in just 7 ethical steps. Smiley face.
I laughed when I read the title, but I was immediately intrigued. You're doing your job as a marketer, even on that headline. Right? I was like, I have to read that book.
My editor had like a half-hour conversation, be like begging me to change the title. I'm like, nope, not doing it. We're gonna do it my way.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, but no, listen, we're hosting. I talked about how we generated. I really want to break down for people how I've done all this stuff, and I gave people a lot of great gems, I think, in this podcast. But to really break it down, I need like a full weekend, which is why we're hosting a mastermind,
cool.
and actually just a couple of weeks here in Dallas. And I really invite you guys to join us. It's actually going to be me, Rachel Peterson, who is the queen of social media. We are actually having an implementation boot camp mastermind weekend here in Dallas, where you are going to come in with your business. That's going to be in a certain type of shape, and it's going to leave in a totally different. You're going to actually leave that weekend with a totally different business. But and that's what I love about internet marketing, is like that instant gratification.
Yeah.
Because I just love it, because you can make some changes and see benefits right away. And that's what we're going to be doing, guys. That's on my website, and that's where a lot of my all my stuff is. If you just go to my name.com, which is akbarsheikh.com, akbarsheikh.com. That's where you can find out more about me, and hopefully see us on the mastermind, and we can if your product or service is out there to make the world a better place, I'm with you 100%, and I'm more than happy to help you scale to 7 figures.
I appreciate that so much. And you had mentioned before, too, honestly, an insanely generous gift that so this, and I just want to make sure they get it because it's so cool. I'm so excited for everyone here.
Yeah, no, it's my pleasure. I think Steve does a great job. I think he's a great guy, and I think that you guys, I truly believe that every honest, hardworking person deserves a thriving online business. It's life-changing, and I truly feel it'll make the world a better place. One of my efforts to contribute to that is this book, which is $47 on Amazon right now, if you take a look. However, for you guys, it'd be my honor to give you guys a free copy.
Oh!
Yeah. So if you just go to myname.com/Steve, STEVE, it would be my privilege and honor to give you guys a free copy.
That's so generous of you. Thank you very much, Akbar. It's huge. So everyone go get that, and that's very exciting. Check out the mastermind also. He'll be hosting soon with Rachel Peterson and Andrew. And obviously it's going to be fantastic. So hope I can be there. That'd be cool. But
yeah, I'd love to have you, man.
But anyway, hey, thanks so much, Akbar, and thanks for all the value. Guys, go get the results first. Provide actual value for people, and the business and all the tech stuff gets a lot easier too as you move down. So.
Oh yeah.
Right. Hey, thanks so much. Anything else you want to add?
I'll add one last thing, guys. One of my, big secrets to success, and it really has nothing to do with funnels, is that, I hope you don't mind, Steve, me adding this one last thing, but, and I'm just telling you, I'm not preaching, but I'm just telling you what I do, is give whatever, the more and more, you start to figure this out, the more and more money you're going to make. But whatever you're making, I give 10% away to charity. Okay. And I find it to be one of my biggest secrets of success. I find that you get a lot more in return, a lot more, and find your passion. What you're passionate about. So are you passionate about helping starving people? Are you passionate about orphans? Those are the two things that I'm passionate about. But you may be passionate about animal cruelty or other things. Donate to these causes at least 10%. And by the way, if you're at the point where you cannot afford it, that's fine. But then donate your time. Donate your time to these causes. Now, if you don't have the time, then at least call up like your mom or a relative or someone and just make them smile. Right. Or even when you're going to go get your coffee, or you're going to go, just deal with people. Just look at them and smile and say thank you and ask them about their day. That's charity too, by the way, if you don't do those sorts of things. And you'll see when you do that, by the way. And God wants you to smile. You know why? Because when you smile, natural endorphins are released into you, and you actually have a better day. This is scientifically proven. Yeah. So guys, I really recommend to give as much as you can. And it's really done wonders for me and so many people. And I'd love to leave you on that note.
I appreciate that. That's I have a little. Anyway, I do that also. Strongly believe that that's actually huge. The 10% thing, I do that also. And
oh, cool, man.
Anyway, thanks so much, Akbar. I appreciate it, guys. Go check out akbarsheikh.com/Steve for a copy of your free book, 7-Figure Funnels. And go check out the mastermind he's going to be putting up here soon also. Thanks so much, Akbar. Appreciate it.
God bless, Steve. Thank you so much.
Thanks for listening to Sales Funnel Radio. Please remember to subscribe and leave feedback. Want to get one of today's best internet sales funnel for free? Go to salesfunnelbroker.com/free funnels to download your pre-built sales funnel today.